So day 9, the interview seems to like accelerate, like day 9, but I feel like we've been together for a little bit longer, and I'm like, day 9, like, that's really cool, but it's only day 9. We've got another 21 days to go. How flipping cool is that? So you will have seen I've scheduled quite a few in. So really today we've really started taking a shift from, I guess, mindset in general to the way to think, the way to be, and who to become, you know, looking for our aces. And really yesterday looking at the routes to market with regards even to you know, how to recruit people. Where do you find people? And one of the things that I will avoid doing in here, although I will give you some ideas and some tips and some experiences, but one of the things that I want to edify is this: your success line in your business will have a system, an infrastructure of best practice that gets you best results. And this is the power of network marketing. You get to show up, dress up, bring your own personality, and get into a community and follow a system. Now, I am going to share some systematic things, but things that will be, you know, widespread habits, natural network marketing behaviors. But for real nitty gritty of how to go from where you are to where you want to be in the form of the actions and how you promote your product and opportunity, you do need to speak to your mentor, your sponsor, and your leadership success line. But I want to talk to you about still remaining on mindset, but really mindset of recruitment. Hey Tabitha, hey Pepper. I hope you guys are really, really cool. To really talk about the mindset of recruitment. And for me, how we do anything is how we do everything. And one of the most important things to remember in every interaction, every conversation, every first and last communication is vital. And one of the big things that I've found over the years is this: how we make people feel is more important than absolutely anything. And today we're going to be talking about first and leaving impressions. And I want to give you a little bit of nitty gritty on creating and making that first impression. This has kind of very much been my thing over the years. This has really been something I've been really passionate about, you know, communication, body language, tonality, all that sort of thing. So I'm not sure if I'm getting ahead of myself, actually. I probably should check to see what I did schedule, because I've not got it written down in front of me. But first and leaving impressions. And the best way for me to explain that is to remind you of how the human brain works. And when I say remind you, is you'll already be aware of this. Hey Nia, hope you are cool. You'll already be aware of this. And well, one of the things that I think we underestimate is the power of our brain. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail because this is kind of off track. But when I made some decisions and shifted the way I think, it changes everything. Not just in business, but in wealth, health, and well-being. Let me explain. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Deepak Chopra or Dr. Wayne Dyer, late Dr. Wayne Dyer. I remember listening to an old audio program called How to Be What You Really, Really, Really Want. And amazing. And then How to Be a No Limit Person, How to Get What You Really, Really, Really Want. Unbelievable. You need to capture these. If you've not listened to these audio programs, they will shift the way you think. You know, everyone's come across Jay Shetty and the way he thinks and his vibe. You know, this kind of the way he presents it for us to consume. This Jay Shetty's phenomenal, but this knowledge and understanding has been passed through the ages like The Secret. So I want to empower you to get How to Be a No Limit Person and How to Get What You Really, Really, Really Want by Dr. Wayne Dyer and Deepak Chopra. And I say that is because, and very, very quickly, I used to we don't always get what we want, but we get what we expect. And this is the human brain is so powerful. Thoughts become things. In the spring, when they're mowing the grass, I always used to get hay fever, and I'd see them mowing the grass, be doing the windows up thinking, oh my God, I'm going to start sneezing. And like, it wasn't unknown for me to have 45-minute sneezing fits. Okay, I'm not kidding you. I remember being out with a mate prospecting, I was having a 45-minute fit and he didn't know what to do because I literally didn't stop sneezing for 45 minutes. So I always used to get hay fever, and I always used to get the flu at Christmas. because I was that busy. I was fast paced. I was like, my brain used to think, well, I'm moving too quick to catch anything. But then at Christmas, I used to believe because I slowed down, I become susceptible, and I allowed my thinking to empower me, and I used to get the flu. Here's the thing. What happens when somebody's ill and they sneeze in front of you? What's most people's immediate reaction? Oh, for God's sake, I'm going to catch that. Guess what they do? They catch it. My kids are never ill because I've impressed this upon them by whispering in their ear, and I'm going to impress it upon you today. For 14 years, I haven't been ill. I've remained healthy, vibrant. I embrace spring and love the smell of cutting grass. Now, here's the shift. I literally, and it's after listening to these CDs and listening to the science behind it, the proven science, as well as the spiritual thought process, what we think about, we bring about, including hay fever, including illness. In fact, there's a science, New Age science suggests that our blood cleans itself every 24 to 48 hours. How do people have blood diseases? Because the memory bank holds it in the body, because we think and we keep it. There's New Age science that's proven this, but obviously it's not going to be released because there's too much money in the drugs. Anyway, I digress. I have been healthy, hay fever free, illness and wellness free, like totally well all the time, like literally fighting fit, because I believe if someone is ill, I believe I'm bulletproof. And I was like, okay, you know, people said to me, oh, don't come near me, you'll catch a cold. And I'm like, no, it's okay, I'm bulletproof, give us a kiss, how are you doing? And because I know I'm bulletproof, because if a germ lands on my skin, my little endorphins, my little happy people, my little white blood cells, through the skin, they go, get lost, you're landing on the wrong person, go and land on somebody else. And this is what I've taught my kids, they're never ill. I know it's really silly, but anyway, the mind. Well, I'm digressing again, I'm really, really sorry. Let's get back to what we think we bring about in our recruitment, first and leaving impressions. So Cambridge University did a study many, many years ago, and they took a paragraph and they took every word in that paragraph and they jumbled up all the letters of every word. However, the first letter and the last letter of every word remained in the same place, but they jumbled up the in-betweens. So nothing was spelt correctly. But the human mind can read that paragraph perfectly. And I'm 100% confident that every one of you has seen something like that. So I'd like you just to say, yes, I've seen that. Yes, I was able to read it. In the chats, just let me know. It's a fact, right? Because the human mind remembers the beginning and the end. And it's the same with our first and leaving impressions. People remember the first impression, how you made them feel, and they remember the leaving impression, how you made them feel. Okay? First and leaving impressions are absolutely vital to your success. I just want to check something on here whilst we are live. Just let me know if you know what I'm talking about. Yes, true. Yep, fantastic. First and leave impressions. Okay, keep giving me the answers. Okay, wicked. So first and leaving impressions, yep, so true. It is really, really true and really, really vitally important that you understand and adopt this mindset of first and leaving impressions. So hey, look, thanks for joining me live. You're watching the replay, hashtag replay. You know, you need to get this stuff in your mind, what we believe to be true. We literally go in the state of mind of it being so. You are an unbelievable, powerful individual. And when you totally understand and believe, you will carry a lot of personal power to influence yourself, your environment, and the world around you. So let's get back to first and leaving impressions. We're talking about recruitment. How you make people feel in the beginning and at the end of your conversation is more important about trying to present the business to them. Because the number one reason people join this network marketing industry is because of you. People get fooled that they're trying to join because the products are great, the compensation plan is great, the incentives, the training, the support. Yes, that matters, but they join you because of how you make them feel. So your first and leaving impressions, whether it be by text, whether it be by conversation, whether it be by voice clip, the way you make people feel is so very, very important. So obviously you can put energy into a voice clip, you can put energy into a conversation. You need to really word and be very careful with your words and your emojis to create the same feeling in like a text type message. So for me, there's some real fundamental basics, and we'll probably talk about it in a bit more detail, but on another live. But your first impressions are really, really important. So how do you have a first impression? Well, face to face, it's literally like obviously a nice handshake, great smile, and a greeting, right? So you need to mirror that across to your prospective team member, brand partner, or even customer. So how you greet people is really important. And now here's the interesting thing. Number one thing people like talking about themselves. Number one word people like to hear, their name. So if you want to make people like you and warm to you, there's a few things that you do. And it's about mirroring as well. So one, you want to use their name. Two, you want to talk about them. And three, obviously, if it's face to face, you get to kind of mirror body language, which is huge, right? But if it's on the telephone or by message, mirror terminology. If somebody says mate, I will say mate. If someone says buddy, I will say buddy. If someone says fantastic, I will say fantastic, because I'm talking to them in their words, and they're going to be more receptive to me if I'm talking their language and using and even mirroring their tonality, obviously on the phone and voice clips. Does that make sense? Just hit me up with a yes. So really, really important. Your first impressions, how you make people feel about themselves, feeling valued. And you do that by showing a genuine interest. And I call it the discovery stage. And we'll probably go into this in a bit more depth on I'm pretty sure we've got a discovery. I did write it down. It's in a notepad downstairs. I'm pretty sure we've got a discovery live coming, but it's really about showing a genuine interest in people. And the big thing is, talking about people, hey, look, really appreciate your time. What is it that made you like come through to me? What was it that you liked in the advert? What is it that you're looking for? What's important to you? How would it feel if you achieve them sorts of things? Craig, John, Alison, Jane, Rob, Geddy. The more you use people's names, how's your day today? How are you feeling today? How are you finding these crazy COVID times? At some point in that, after that kind of discovery stage, which we'll go into a little bit more detail and give you some real kind of bullet points. But it's really about making people feel good by showing a genuine interest in them. Take your mind off recruitment, take your mind off money, focus on building a new friendship and relationship, okay? Whether that's by text, voice, or voice clips, okay? Then you obviously at some point you're going to start talking about your product and opportunity. And I like to have what I call like a little bit of link patter, where I would say, hey, look, it's really, really great to get to know you a little bit, Geddy, and I feel like speaking to you, obviously looking to work around your daughter and your ambitions. I feel like this business could be a great opportunity for you. What I'd like to do is just give you a little bit insight into how it works, so you get a bit of a feel and understanding of our vibe and the support and training that we're going to give you. And then obviously if you suit us and we suit you, we go from there. How does that sound? So you're literally telling people what you're going to do. You're not, their objection barriers have come down because you're not trying to get a sale or a recruit out of them right there and then. So then you'd have a discussion. You're always talking about how, does that make sense? How does that feel? Could you see yourself doing that? These kind of things. I think I'm getting ahead of some future trainings. So that's kind of the middle bit. But the middle bit isn't important. It's the first and leaving impressions. How you make somebody feel at the beginning, showing a genuine interest in who they are, what they're looking for, and a little bit about them. And then at the end, and I'll give you a little example away from network marketing. We had the salon created, garage, half's a gym, half's a beauty salon, and had a window put in the wall and stuff. And you have to obviously have, I can't remember what the terminology is, legal right of doing. So I was told that it was all done, so we just got ahead with the work. Anyway, a lady phoned me up yesterday saying, oh, can I come round and have a look? And I'm like, no. Anyway, jokes aside, she said, can you take me some photos? And I said, oh, yeah. And then after I said, so I went into conversation, and actually we spent 10 minutes, well, 5, maybe 7 minutes talking about, we went into COVID. I said, are you from Peterborough? How are you finding working from home? She started up. So actually it became more personable, and I was using her name. Now, the reason I was doing that was so she liked me. Okay, I did it purposefully, so it just wasn't all about getting a signature, getting a piece of paper, giving her the photos. So I took my mind off the business and I put my focus on a relationship with her so that she felt good. So when she looks at the email that come through, unconsciously, she's going to think he was a nice guy. Does that make sense? He showed a genuine interest in me because guess what? showed an interest in how she was finding working from home. I showed an interest in, how long she's lived in the area, and obviously used her name a lot. So I was genuine. Now, this same principle works in network marketing. So how you start by making people feel good, genuinely finding out about them. It's a very good, strong possibility. You could spend the rest of your life working with this person, succeeding and traveling the world on all expenses paid incentives. So build a relationship. And then when you finish the business conversation, I always like to finish with going back to personal stuff, showing an interest in them. Hey, look, Alison, really great to speak with you. I think, have a good think about the business. I'll be quite honest, I think you'd be a great asset to the team. But either way, it's really good to connect with you and have a good chat with you. So what are you up to for the rest of the day? And then it goes into a little bit of a conversation, maybe for a few minutes. So guess what? The first and leaving impression, she's going to think, that guy showed a genuine interest in me, made me feel good. Leave an impression. That guy said that he thinks I'd be a great asset to the team, but either way, somebody's going to benefit from having me work with them under their umbrella. How many people are told that actually they'd be a great asset to the team? How many people have been told that actually they sound absolutely fantastic, certainly in the recruitment world nowadays? And then turning it into, how are you, what you're doing for the rest of the day, any plans, etc. And then say, hey, look, again, thanks for your time, Alison. Look, let's touch base over the next day or two, and we'll go from there. Is that okay? And it all leaves positive. First, leaving impressions. Does she remember all of the nitty gritty about, how the business works, how the products and commissions and income and da-di-da-di-da-di-da? No, because it's the first and leaving impressions that really, really count. And if you want to accelerate your recruitment, get the relationship stuff nailed first and then waffle in the middle, because the middle doesn't really matter as much as the beginning and the end. So hope that's been of some interest and help from a mindset point of view. We are going to delve into discovery, the kind of questions to ask and how to really find out about people on a coming live this week. For now, I just want to ask you, has anyone got any questions at all? Any questions? Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we're going to go in, just wondering whether it's speeding up. No one's got any questions. Have the most amazing, beautiful and influential day. You really do have an opportunity to go and make a difference in other people's lives. Remember that. So just think, what is your daily to-do list presenting itself to you today? Remember, it always needs to be focused on, what am I doing to find more customers and service existing customers? What am I doing to recruit new team members? And what am I doing to help other people do the same? Game on. Let's go turn your life into your dreams. Let's go and turn your life dreams into a reality. Thanks for listening. Have a great day, and I will speak to you all soon.